In the heart of the AFC North, two titans of football wage an eternal battle. Their colors clash like thunder and lightning, the black and gold of Pittsburgh against the purple and black of Baltimore. This isn't just a game, it's a war that's raged for decades. The Baltimore Ravens with 8 AFC North Division titles, the Pittsburgh Steelers with 24 AFC North and Central Division titles. Welcome to the story of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, a rivalry that defines the very essence of NFL football. These two iconic NFL franchises have faced off year after year in the hopes of being crowned AFC North champion. But who really is the king of the North? Harbaugh versus Tomlin has been must-see TV for close to 2 decades. And in a world where head coaches get rotated just as quickly as the players in free agency, these two have established a culture of not only longevity, but of winning dominance. Regardless if you are a Steelers fan or a Ravens fan, one thing is for sure. This has been a rivalry for the ages. Although they have traded off the title of king of the AFC North, today we are going to take a look at these two historic franchises so you can see for yourself why they both can be called King of the North. The rivalry between Baltimore and Pittsburgh is separated by only 247 miles, a quick 4-hour drive down I-70 and I-76 for Steelers fans to invade M&T Bank Stadium, and Ravens country to encroach in the old Heinz Field, now called Acrisure Stadium. But this rivalry might not have even happened if it wasn't for the incredible decision for Colts owner Robert Irsay to move from Baltimore to Indianapolis pretty much overnight 40 years ago. If you are old enough to remember March the 28th, 1984, you will remember the shock of hearing of the surprise partnership of Robert Irsay and Indianapolis Mayor William Hudnut. No public announcement, no fanfare, no press conference. In fact, it was a big, fat secret. While the city of Baltimore slept, Irsay packed up the Baltimore Colts office belongings and took all of the moving trucks 600 miles overnight to Indianapolis to set up the Colts' new home. Now, this could have been because earlier that year, Robert Irsay started negotiations with the city of Baltimore to pay for improvements to Memorial Stadium where the Colts played. But the Maryland state legislature passed a law allowing Baltimore to authorize eminent domain and seize the Colts from Irsay. Of course, Irsay wouldn't let that happen and decided to quietly take the deal to move the team to Indianapolis. The rest of the Baltimore Colts move to Indianapolis was a wild one. It involves secret missions from the current Colts owner, $12.5 million loan to make the clandestine move, and a whole lot more. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to hear more about the Baltimore Colts move. Just a decade later, after the Colts move out of Baltimore, another NFL owner said he's had enough of his team in Cleveland and wanted to move them to Baltimore. Art Modell, in a similar fashion to Robert Irsay just 11 years earlier, decided to move his Cleveland Browns from Cleveland to Baltimore. It all began in 1996 when Art Modell moved the Cleveland Browns to Baltimore, giving birth to the Ravens. Little did anyone know that this would ignite one of the fiercest rivalries in NFL history. Of course, there was intense battles of the old Cleveland Browns and the Steelers in the legacy AFC Central days, but with this move to Baltimore and the Browns changing their franchise brand to the Ravens, it created one of the biggest and bitter rivalries in the NFL. The Steelers, already a storied franchise, found an old but new nemesis in their division. As one Ravens fan puts it, it's like your annoying neighbor moved in and now you're forced to compete for the best lawn on the block. Except the lawn is a 100-yard field and the competition is brutal. In recent years, this rivalry has reached fever pitch. Who can forget the 2020 season when these teams met 3 times in just 36 days? Sounds very similar to their 2024 matchups. Picture this: Week 12, Thanksgiving night, the Ravens decimated by COVID-19 and injuries, fielding a team held together by backups and sheer determination. The Steelers, undefeated and hungry. The result? A 19-14 Steelers victory that felt more like a Pyrrhic win, setting the stage for an epic rematch. Fast forward to the 2020 wildcard round. The Ravens, healthy and vengeful, marched into Heinz Field and silenced the Terrible Towels with a 28-24 victory. As linebacker Matthew Judon said post-game, "They don't like us and we don't like them. It's just that simple." At the helm of these football juggernauts stand 2 of the most respected coaches in the NFL, Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. Their tenures have been nothing short of remarkable. Tomlin, hired in 2007, has never had a losing season. Let that sink in. In a league designed for parity, he's kept the Steelers relevant for over 15 years. On the other side, you have John Harbaugh joining the Ravens in 2008. He has turned the team into a perennial contender to win the division year after year. Together, these coaches have faced faced off over 30 times, with Harbaugh holding a slight edge over Tomlin. These two mastermind head coaches are players' coaches. They strive for perfection and maximum effort out of their players. As one NFL analyst puts it, watching Tomlin and Harbaugh coach against each other is like watching two grandmasters play chess, except the chess pieces are 300-pound linemen trying to knock each other into next week. Behind every great team is a great organization. The Steelers' Rooney family and the Ravens' Steve Bisciotti have created cultures of excellence that permeate every aspect of their franchises. The Steelers' front office, led by Kevin Colbert until recently, has been a model of consistency. Their draft and develop philosophy has produced stars like T.J. Watt and Najee Harris. On the other side, Ravens GM Eric DeCosta, mentored by the legendary Ozzie Newsome, has continued the tradition of building through the draft. His keen eye for talent has brought game changers like Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews to Baltimore. When it comes to championship pedigree, few can match these two franchises. The Steelers boast 6 Super Bowl titles, tied for the most in NFL history. Their dynasty of the 70s set a standard that few teams have matched. The Ravens, though younger, have quickly established themselves as winners. With 2 Super Bowl victories in 2000 and 2012, they've shown they can compete with the best. As former Steelers coach Bill Cowher once said, "When Pittsburgh and Baltimore meet, it's not just a game. It's a clash of cultures, a battle of wills, and a test of who wants it more." This rivalry has transcended football, becoming a part of the cultural fabric of both cities. In Pittsburgh, terrible towels wave in defiance of the Purple Invaders. In Baltimore, the caw of the Ravens echoes as a battle cry against the Steel City Warriors. The impact on the NFL has been profound. These games consistently draw primetime slots, captivating audiences nationwide. The hard-hitting, smash-mouth style of play has become synonymous with AFC North football. So much, in fact, that they decided to highlight the AFC North in the very popular show, Hard Knocks. The in-season version of the NFL docuseries showcased the 4 AFC North teams with an inside look of how they run their day-to-day operations during the regular season. So who do you think are the kings of the AFC North Division? As we look to the future, this rivalry shows no signs of cooling. New stars are emerging: T.J. Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick for the Steelers, Lamar Jackson and Roquan Smith for the Ravens. The next chapter of this epic saga is ready to be written. One thing is certain: when the Steelers and Ravens meet, football fans are in for a treat. It's more than a game. It's a gladiatorial contest where legends are born and rivalries are forged in the fires of competition. Are you ready for the next battle? Don't miss a single moment of this epic rivalry. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth NFL stories and let us know in the comments. Are you Team Steelers or Team Ravens? The war rages on, and we'll be here to cover every bone-crushing hit and game-winning drive. Until next time.